Good morning. It is July 22nd, and it is Thursday, 2021. I sit here and I think about how 3 months ago I was struggling, and I was struggling pretty hard. And nobody, I didn't let anybody know it. I tried to, um, I'm sure some people knew it, um, but in the most part, I led a life that was trying to build up this image and this um, facade, this person that had it figured out, because I thought I could figure it out. I thought I had. I didn't understand why I couldn't figure it out. There's this, having knowledge and being intelligent in some form, being able to comprehend things, and I just always felt like I had this, I wasn't a dummy. And but for some reason I couldn't figure out how to get over some of my issues, some of my and it wasn't just addiction, it was just choices, whether it was money issues, whether it was you know the fact that I couldn't stop smoking weed, the issue of I couldn't figure out how to be a husband who loved his wife over um, her shortcomings and the things that she was struggling with, and our differences, and um, whatever. There was just so many different aspects of me, and how I couldn't figure out how to not get angry with people when they um, fell short, or they didn't do what I expected them to do, or what they were expected to do, and how to love people. Being a Christian since I was 21, a born again Christian, and having God, having the conviction of God, and the quenching the spirit when I would fall short and when I would make mistakes or I'd do things, and always feeling this higher calling in my life that I could never live up to. Um, Created a lot of shame. Um, I struggled. I struggled hard. I struggled with the fact that I just didn't know why I couldn't, why, I was different and I wasn't able to get it figured out with this whole God thing and this whole Jesus walk. And what was my problem? What was it that what was wrong with me? Or what wasn't I doing? Um, and it took a long time, and I'm still trying to figure that out. However, God is so good. He is so good. Like he is. I don't know if there was a purpose for all of it, and that's how it all played out, or if I was just unwilling to relinquish control of my life, or if I had to go down a road, and there was a path, and I had to figure it out. That through that process of my life, um, for greater purpose, I had to go through this stuff I went through. Um, and I say that, and I take responsibility for every decision, because I made some bad decisions and I had to live with them. Um, but somehow I look through it all and I'm just like, how could I have eventually gotten here without going through this stuff? Like, I don't know if I could have ever had the experience, because there's no substitute for experience without going through that stuff. And so I just, I look at my life as predestined in a way. But also I just have to take accountability. So it's like a mixture of stuff it's hard to deal with, but hard to understand for me. But anyways, I struggled with so many different things, and it was causing this internal uh, destruction. And the only thing I had to reach out for stuff, like marijuana was like something that I could get, that was easy to get, that was, not completely, alcohol was something that I could only do at nights. Marijuana was something I could do during the day that would allow me to escape from the thoughts and from the video in my head that was playing over and over of all of this stuff, the burdens, the weight, the expectations, the mistakes, the what did I have to do to overcome this? The workload, endless things were bearing down on me. I felt like I was being crushed by my life, by the choices I'd made, by the responsibilities I had put in my life, by the amount of work I had to do, by just the responsibilities. There's so much stuff, and my head would not stop thinking about it. And I had to escape, and I would escape through weed. But in reality, like that was just it was nothing more than something outside to be able to relieve me of this. It didn't solve the problems. Even getting off when I would stop smoking weed or I'd stop, drinking alcohol. Um, it wouldn't stop the thoughts. It wouldn't stop the problem. It was never causing the solution. It was never solving the issues. And so, you know, I really felt last year, God putting on my heart that I was supposed to just let it all go and just I was supposed to take the plank out of my eyes, and I was supposed to tell everybody about my stuff. And in the beginning, it was just telling. It was like a thought that developed. It was like something that developed over a year that led to finally me telling my death to self um, videos, and it started out just me telling my testimony on Facebook online just to get it off. It was like this. I felt this overwhelming feeling of this this stuff just bearing down on me, and I needed to escape. I needed to get out from under it. And God was like, I felt like God was giving me the solution that I needed to just tell everybody. And it didn't make no sense. Like I felt like I actually was afraid that the devil was trying to destroy me at some points. I was like, this just makes no sense. Why would God want me to do this? Why? It was crazy, and I just didn't understand it. And it took coming to the end of myself. It took a year of this process. It took, God leading over and over just things in my life that He would put that would show me that I needed to let it be known. And then that was the way to get from out of under this. And I didn't really understand it. It's been almost 3 months, and I'm still processing what He's doing through me letting it all go and letting the truth be told. Um, and then this morning, this morning I get up and I'm tired this morning. This morning was not easy to get up and get going. I actually went and got my coffee first. I wanted to go back to bed. I didn't want to get up. And I was just sitting there and I was praying and I was reading my devotional. I read through my Revelations chapter today, the chapter that I'm on. Still nothing. I'm like, what is it, God? Help me to understand what you want me to talk about, Lord. Help me to figure out how to process this stuff because, it's not easy to get up in the morning and have something to talk about that you totally don't plan. And you depend on God every morning. And there's, so far He's been absolutely faithful. And it seems like I got to dig a little more. Every day it gets I got to get a little bit deeper. This morning I was reading, I'll tell you, I got to this verse, which I share this just so you know how God is speaking into my life. And he's dependable, He's trustworthy, and He is awesome. So this morning on my Jesus calling, July 22nd in the morning. Freedom through seeking to please me above all else. You can have only one master. When you let others' expectations drive you, you scatter your energy to the winds. Your own desire to look can also drain your energy. I am your master, and I do not drive you to be what you are not. Your pretense displeases me, especially when it is in my service, when serving Him. Concentrate on staying close to me at all times. It is impossible to be inauthentic while you are focusing on my presence. And that didn't give me anything this morning. I didn't, yeah, it's great, and that's exactly what I need to do. And it didn't. I actually, after 20 minutes after I read that, I was still not feeling like, I was like, man, I'm still feeling blank. I was like trying to have some breathing exercise, trying to hear. But below that, they give you extra verses to read. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to start studying and see what God puts in my heart. Well, one of those is Ephesians 5, which is the verse that I used as my cover photo. And then that's when God, in this verse, not only just for today, that's why I just, He gave me this verse, but He also really is speaking into my life. Like this freedom walk in these videos is not just about me having something profound to talk about. There's a daily walk that is going on in my life. And I feel like the purpose of these videos is to share the process of my walk. It's not even about me. It's not about me. It should not be about me. It can't be about me. It needs to be about God and what He's doing in my life. And so these videos need to be, I don't know, I can't say need to be. They should be. I feel led to that they should be about the experience that is happening in my life, that God is doing in my life, and just the process of all this stuff. It just can't be me talking about stuff. So anyway, sorry. For you were, and this is Ephesians 5, 8 through 14. Walk in the light is the heading of this verse on my Bible. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the world, in the Lord. Live as children of light. For the fruit of light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. And find out what pleases the Lord. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. It is shameful even to mention what the disobedient do in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. This is why it is said, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." And that verse it's deep. It's hard to, I've read that verse many, many times. And you think about exposing exposing sorry. It is shameful to even mention what the disobedient do in the secret. The disobedient is me. I was the disobedient. But everything exposed to the light becomes visible. This verse speaks to me, and I'll tell you how it speaks to me, and it speaks to exactly what God put in my heart to do with my death to self. Is that I had stuff in my life that I was shameful. It was shameful. It was things in my life that I was ashamed of. I had every reason to be ashamed of, and I kept them in the darkness. I didn't expose them to the light, and it was causing this cycle, this process of, and this, secrets and whatever. Like it wasn't healthy. It was causing me to not be free from this stuff. And so, in the process of my death to self videos, I basically exposed all of that stuff to the light. And I did it, I did it on Facebook Live, but that was just a process that God had given, that I felt led to do in order to put all that stuff out there into the light, because as this thing says, that you cannot have two, you can only have one master. When you let others' expectations drive you, you scatter your energy to the winds. I was driven by my image. I was driven by this perception that I had to uphold, that I had it all figured out, that I was this um, rock star, that things in my life were awesome, that I had to, and it wasn't that I portrayed that I wanted people to think I had it all figured out. I just thought I thought I had a good edge on it, and I thought I had a lot of knowledge, and I was capable of having that. I just thought I was something special, I guess. And I thought I was important, and I wanted everybody to know this, think the same thing. Um, Sorry, my phone is. Um, and so, I was seeking to please others, and in reality, God wanted me to seek to please Him, and I needed to expose all that stuff, and I did. And the best part is that it's, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. So now all of the stuff that I was so ashamed of, I've put it into light. And now it has become the light in my life, because it is what it gives me. Um, it is something that I've overcame. It is something that is now turned into um, a strength. It is something that I use, to talk about and relate with people. This is why it says, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Everything that is illuminated becomes a light. I'm just, I am encouraged by His word. I've read that many times, and it just really speaks into my life, and it confirms again what I did with the death to self, in the process, and I'm starting to understand why. Um, yeah, in theory, I'm always trying to figure out what is the action step, what is the applicable process of how I can make things happen, or how this is something I can do to get an outcome. Um, and in reality, through seeking to please God above all else, find freedom through seeking to please God above all else. And that's the freedom. That's the key. That is the action step. That is the process. Um, Thanks for listening. Hopefully, at some point, somebody will need this. I'm I'm grateful, and I'm going to shut it off now, because I just keep rambling. Have a good day.